Hey, what's up, guys? Today I'm going to hook you guys up with 4 plays, 2 in the NBA and also 2 in the NBA, but they're props. So 2 games and 2 props. So I want you guys to stick around for that. Just a quick recap. Yesterday we had 2 losses. One of them was Tobias Harris. Everybody on the live was telling me to watch out with this guy. I even said it on the video. Sure enough, he hits 9 points instead of 12. So that was a loss for us. The other guy with Devon Mitchell, somebody was telling me Scotty Barnes. They kept mentioning the name Scotty Barnes, but I didn't pay attention. And what they were trying to tell me was that Scotty Barnes was out. So that gave Devon Mitchell a lot more time, a lot more things to do. So he went over this line. So anyway, those were 2 losses. I just got to pay more attention to the injuries and things like that. So we also had 2 strong wins yesterday. So I only wanted to quickly, we actually had 3 wins. I'm only going to talk about 2 real quick. So Kittle, somebody had actually mentioned him in the live. I did the research. I said, you know what? It's over 3.5. I do not go over 3.5. Sure enough, he hits 4, and we won that bet. Now, this one was a little bit crazy. I was watching the game live, and then I noticed a couple of things. So it's a little bit of an edge that came out. As the game was going on, we were looking at the over. We actually had a bet on the over. So then once I saw the game that it was playing, I saw the ball slipping. I saw the quarterbacks throwing the ball wrong, slipping out of their hand. I saw the receivers trying to catch the ball, bouncing off their chest and sliding right through their hands. And the rain started coming down really hard. Then they showed the audience, and then all the audience were with the draped plastics and stuff, the ponchos. And then I went like, man, something's up here. So then I went into the research. I went real quick and I went real quick on Google. I typed in weather in San Francisco. Sure enough, there was a flood advisory for like 2 days. People were like ready for the rain and stuff. So I was like, you know what, this is going to keep going on the rest of the night. And sure enough, it ended up going all the way to the halftime. And I don't know if you watched the game or not, but the total score was like 18 points. But this is actually what I put out after the first quarter, or like right before the second quarter started. So check out what I wrote. I said, I'm throwing some money on, well, first I said, consider the under 41.5, 49ers versus Rams. I am throwing some money on the under 41.5 to hedge a bet, which was the over that we already had done. And I hedged it with the under. It was the exact number, 41.5, as well as many. So what I noticed was, again, many drop passes, slipping, pouring rain. Anyways, I see a small edge here on the under. That was when the line was still like 42.5, 41.5. So I hit it on the under. And maybe it was not pouring rain, but it was enough to make a difference. And then after that, you just saw, if you watched the game, it was horrible. Like they couldn't score, they couldn't catch, they couldn't throw. And then the announcers finally started talking about the rain, how it affected it. And then on halftime, it stopped raining. And then it was still like a struggle to get points. But the rain had already done its damage. By the way, if you were signed up, I gave that away for free. If you would have been signed up for the free plan, which is the link in the description, or beastsportspicks.com, if you click on free picks, you would have got that alert right on your phone. There's no way for me to predict that kind of stuff. I was just watching it. I saw what was happening. I saw a little bit of an edge. I threw it out there. I threw $50 on it, which is a little bit higher than 1 unit for me, but it hit. If you haven't done so, that should be enough to go to the description, click on the free picks, and then you're going to get alerted on your phone and your email when I post stuff for free. Also, we offer VIP. We have 1 week passes, 1 month pass, and then 6 months. I'm thinking about doing the rest of the NFL, which would go into like February, and just do like a small fee for that. I'm not sure on that yet, but right now we do have options for 1 week, 1 month, and 6 months. And then the other option, again, is if you already signed up for free, then you've already known that we throw out a lot of free stuff. If you're interested in the VIP, send me a message. If you have questions on the VIP or anything else that I'm talking about, make sure you comment on this video. I reply to every single comment. Otherwise, you can send me a direct message. Here's my business line, and then I'll respond to those as well. So the first game I'm looking at the Philadelphia 76ers. They just got Embiid back. He was out for a couple of games. I don't know how many games. I didn't do that much research on it, but he was out, and they were still doing decent without him. Now they're strong. They're healthy again. The Pacers are just trash. Let me show you some statistics. But here is showing that they're supposed to win by 7 points. These are just professional projections. So right here you can see that the Pacers are 6-4 when they've played each other, but this goes back all the way to last season, or even the season before that. It's just the last 10 games they faced each other. Their Pacers are 6-4. However, look at their recent record. It's a 1-9 in the last 10 games. So they're not covering spreads. They're losing games, things like that. Now the 76ers have a much stronger record, like I had just mentioned. They're 6-4 in the last 10. On top of that, the Pacers are 1-9. Now the 76ers have Embiid back, which is a very strong weapon for them on defense and offense. Pacers is not going to beat the 76ers today. There's a bunch of stats that I look at. I'm not going to bore you with all those details. It's a lot. So like I have 3 screenshots here just to share, but I'm not going to go through all that. Like I just said, there's the 76ers are doing very well. The Pacers are not. It's that simple. So the first play I'm giving you, it's the 76ers minus 6.5. I've already got my money down on this. This is actually my bet slip. So follow it if you want. It's up to you. I've done the research already, and it's very strong towards the 76ers. The Pacers are struggling. 76ers are looking very good, especially when Embiid back. So now let me give you the other one. The next one, I'm going to tell you, man, these guys burned me last time, the Washington Wizards. I did a whole video on how the Nuggets were going to whoop them and stuff like that. And then they ended up breaking a 16-game losing streak, and then they beat the Nuggets. So I was very surprised. I think everybody was surprised on that one. This is the worst team in the NBA. And now I have a lot of confidence in the Cavaliers. They're not going to do what the Nuggets did. They're not going to get embarrassed like the Nuggets did. The Cavaliers are going to whoop on these dudes. Look at the projected score. It's 99 for the Wizards and 122 for the Cavs. So they're supposed to win what it's showing here by 23 points. We don't need them to win by that much. The current lines are like minus 17 and stuff like that. But if you look at different books, they're like minus 17, minus 17.5. The line has moved. The money's on all over the Cavaliers. Washington Wizards are not going to whoop on the Cavaliers. I'll tell you that. So let me give you a little bit of statistics real quick. You can see right here, the Cavaliers are 7-3 in the last 10 games. They've hit 20 games out of 23 at home, and they're at home today. The Wizards are 1-17. Like I said, they were on a 16-game losing streak, and then they won 1 game. So think about this. Cavaliers at home are 20 for 23. Washington Wizards are 1 for 17 as an underdog. It's that simple. There's a lot more stats that I already read. I'm not going to go through all that. It's just telling you Pacers have weakness in the defense, offense trends, the over, the market motivation on the Pacers side and all this stuff. But overall, if you're just looking at the numbers, the Cavaliers are going to kill this team. So because the Cavaliers are so heavily juiced and they're so heavily favored, I think the line is already like minus 18 or minus 17.5 or something crazy like that. What I had to do is actually buy it back all the way to minus 9.5. The only reason I'm doing that is that for that, they are covering spreads. But in order for them to cover this big of a spread on a blowout game is going to be very difficult. Because if they start blowing out the team, if they start blowing out the Wizards, what happens is that they sit out Mitchell. What happens is that they sit out the best players. I can't think of the other guy's name, but it's Mitchell, and then I can't think of the other guy's name on the Cleveland Cavaliers. They'll sit out those guys easily. As soon as they're hitting like 25 points, they're winning by 25, they're going to sit them out. And guess what happens? Now the score starts coming down, and they don't win by so much. I don't know how, obviously I don't know the future, but if they start getting blown out, they're going to set out the star players, especially because the Cavaliers they know that they're going against this very weak team. So they're not going to risk getting an injury on these guys. So that's the reason I had to buy it back all the way to minus 9.5. And then I'm parlaying that with the Vikings for Monday Night Football. And then again, I'm going to be doing a hedging play here. So then on Monday Night Football, I'm going to go against the Vikings. I've been talking about this for weeks. If you haven't done that or checked that out, make sure you click on the link in the description. I've been talking about this hedging situation for weeks. It's been very profitable for us in the NFL. If you've ever seen my screenshots where I'm showing the wins, it's mostly on Sundays. And that's because of this situation where I'm hedging. So again, I'm doing the Cavaliers minus 9.5. I'm not going to spend any more time talking about the hedging in this video. If you want that video, go on my YouTube and then click on guarantee your NFL picks. I explain it a lot better there. Now, before I give you the 2 props, those props are not our actual picks. I am throwing money on it, but these are not counted. This is just something that I saw, something that I like. I put it out there. If you guys want to follow that, that's cool. But these are not tracked on our official tracker and stuff like that. So I hope that makes sense. I'm going to give you guys the over-unders first. Like I promised, I'm going to be doing that Monday through Friday for sure. I'm working on getting that done as well for Saturday and Sunday. But right now, for sure, every time I make a video, I'm going to put up those posters. I'll do my best to make sure that happens. So let me give you guys the over and the under. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you take a screenshot here. Also subscribe so you don't miss out on these over-unders. These are not our plays. These are just very strong statistics, okay? So if you haven't seen this, it's very simple to read. You look at the date, December 13th, which is today, and then you see that it says over. So NBA overs, December 13th. You see on the left, it has the team, the player, and then what prop it is. So for example, Joe from the OKC, over 1 assists or over 0.5 assists, the current odds, and then the last 10 games, what they've done in the last 10 games. So again, it's very simple to read. You're going to get these every day, and I was going to say on the over to look at the over. Now you have to do your own research. These are not our plays. These are just very strong statistics. Now let me show you the under. So here's the under, same thing, December 13th. It's actually red in the background so that you can see that it's the under. Okay, the other one is blue, so you can see that it's on the over. But anyway, Carrington, Russell, Johnson, you can see the names right there. I don't have to read them all. You got all the propositions, then you got all the odds, and then the last 10 games, what they've done against, the last 10 games they've played it with whatever team. So anyways, these are just very strong statistics. These are the over-unders club. A lot of people use that term. I don't care, but that's what we're going with. And these are the posters that we provide to you. And I'm going to be doing my best to provide these Monday through Friday. The 2 props that I do like for today, again, these are not tracked. These are just props that I like. Donovan Mitchell, over 4.5 assists. Again, there's a little bit of a risk on this one because of the blowout factor. If they start blowing out the Wizards, which more than likely they will, they're going to sit this guy out. And once they sit this guy out, he's not going to hit any more assists. So I think he's going to be taking it a little bit easier going against this team. He's not going to be pushing so damn hard. They're going to have a lot of points ahead, and he's going to be passing the ball more than he's shooting, hopefully. And that way he gets the assists over 4.5. You can see his record. In the last 5 games, he's hit this line 80% of the time. The other one, I'm going to give credit where credit is due. I was on the live. Somebody brought this to my attention. I can't remember their name, unfortunately, but it's Tyus Jones, points and assists, over 17.5. You can see in the last 10 games, I've already done the research looking at the defense, how he does against this defense, what he's done in the last 10 games, how he plays against this team. I've done all that research already. This looks like a very good play. Tyus Jones from the Suns, over 17.5 points and assists. If you guys like this sort of information, make sure you subscribe. If you have any questions, send me a text with that number I gave you. And if you have any other issues or whatever, or comments, you like this sort of information, make sure you comment. That actually helps us get pushed out to YouTube. We just crossed 5,000, 50 followers on TikTok. So that's a big accomplishment for me personally. I know people get that in a day or whatever. They get lucky to get one video that goes viral, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. That's a big accomplishment, 5,000 followers on TikTok. And we're about to cross 500 on YouTube. I'm actually trying my best to grow YouTube more than I am on TikTok. So what helps me is the likes and the comments and the shares and all that stuff. So if you haven't done so, make sure you subscribe. I appreciate everybody. This has not been easy, but it's been growing and it keeps growing. And I'm going to continue pushing forward to make this channel grow. So I appreciate everybody. Make sure you click on the link in the description and then click on free plays. That way you don't miss out on when we post free stuff. You'll get that alert on your email and your phone. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.